Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I'm going to be giving you a reaction and review to Realize by AliA. Now, you know how this works. I'm about to give you the review. If you want to see the reaction that I just did, pause this video, click the link in the description below, and that will take you to a separate little YouTube player where you can watch me reacting to the song. However, I'm about to give you the review. So are you ready? Here it comes. All right, this one, again, kind of what I'm enjoying a lot about this group. One of the reasons why a lot of you guys know I'm starting to become really fond of them is that they have a lot of things going for them. Sonically, they've got so many sounds to work with, having the violin, having the keyboard / piano in this case player. They got a really interesting drummer. They got a fantastically expressive vocalist. They got a really good style of writing as well, and they keep things very varied. So I'm always happy when I hear them doing something a little bit different from the songs I've heard previously, whether it be sonically or writing style. And yet still pulling it off as effectively as the other songs by theirs, which I'm really starting to enjoy greatly. And this was a good example of this. Now, I felt that maybe the only one of their previous songs that this felt like it had anything too much in common with, and I say that in the most tentative way, I mean really having to look for a similarity, is it's got a little bit of eyes, as in eye, sense of slightly playful formula, a little bit more experimental with the formula. This one, however, I think probably felt a little bit more structured, a little bit more together than I did to me. Now, a lot of that comes down to the fact that it came back to that really powerful chorus. Not a catchy chorus, just powerful. You know, it came in and it was almost like you didn't even have to recognize or remember the melody, because it was so well signaled by what was happening sonically in the song, the way that, you know, the song really did have its shades of light and dark, of, you know, sort of quiet and heavy. And when it would come in, you'd get the bits which were the build up, but when it came in, the chorus always felt big. Everything comes in at once. The drums are not sort of playing a normal 1 2 1 2 beat. It's very much on the snares, on the very first beat. Everything feels like almost like a war drum, but, you know, with the little rolls and everything. It's very impactful. And yeah, again, a lot of that came from the way that the drummer was doing what they were doing. And again, it's contrast, not just how they were playing the loud bits, but how they were completely non-present in the first verse, for example. There were whole lengthy areas, or at least, you know, numerous areas, which were at least a few seconds each, where the drummer wasn't playing at all, which I'm certain was by their own design. If they, I actually don't know who does the songwriting for them, but unless they have one songwriter, if they all write these songs together, then I would assume that the drummer knowingly did that, because it was just a really nice choice. And the drum lines tend to be very different in all of their songs. He's very good at being loud, but he's very good at also, you know, reading the song that they're working with. So yeah, what he did was fantastic, expressing those every moment, you know, sort of really showing the light and the dark. He had great piano work, you know, some really nice deep. I like a good sort of deep piano note every now and then, just to really accent, you know, the thickness of the song. That was done beautifully. Great piano playing in there. Like I say though, the vocals really came across to me. Because this was a song that had a lot of, like I say, up and down, but also a lot of stop and start. And she really got the full emotion of it. She wasn't just singing in one tone all the time. Her voice sort of carried with it. A similar thing I would say about her voice is I'd say to a lot of the other things that I've pointed out in the song. There was just that quality of moving with the mood of the song very, very effectively. So I really loved what she was doing. The rest of the band they tend to be kind of like, you have a solid rock section to the bass and the guitarist. They are not doing anything overly spectacular often themselves. However, they are always adding a sort of thick core to the songs and keeping them in that sort of rock powerful area. And they did that wonderfully. And the violinist, again, doing what she usually does, adding an interesting colour. It seems her style of playing seems to be very much about, I guess this is a good way of doing violin anyway, with exception to like In Sto Detto, where there was a real sort of solo thing, like a fiddle solo going on. Most of the time what she seems to do is picking harmonies to the guitar and almost playing like another rhythm guitar, adding sort of melodic harmonies to what the guitar's doing. So really, I think the violin in a lot of their songs is just thickening up that core section of guitar and bass, giving it 3 levels rather than your 2 bass and guitar, giving that core section, bass guitar and violin, you know, a little bit more to play with. And making it sonically more interesting. You know, a lot of bands have 2 guitarists, nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with a good layered heavy guitar line. However, this is another interesting approach. So Yeah, I really like this on most levels. I think the only thing's working against it, as I always say, if we're looking at a song that is a single, and especially this is the title song of one of their albums, well, I'd be pretty certain of that. I mean, the song's called Realise, and I know they've got an album called Realise. So if it's not, then that would be really confusing. So in this case, though, you know, they're going for something which is obviously a title single. Could have been catchier for that. However, I think that's a contextual complaint. Whether it was into, I don't think bands like this, I would like to think they usually don't write certain songs to be singles. They just write songs and then go, oh, actually that one sounds like it could be a single. You know, executive producer or whoever ends up picking it and saying, well, that's the one we're going to go for. So, you know, someone obviously picked this. And I think it's a great song. I'm glad that it has a video. I'm glad it's out there. But as a choice for radio friendly, this seems to be a strange one. It's not that catchy. However, like I say, I think the way that it signposts its intentions, signposts its arrangement, its movements is very clear. So it's very easy to follow. I just found this, enjoyable, different, interesting, and a really good song. So credit to AliA, another one in the bag. As always, though, you know what it's going to be here. I'm going to ask you to get in the comments and tell me what you think, because this is all about subjective opinions. I can give my subjective opinion as someone who's worked with music my entire adult life, but it doesn't mean I'm the only person who's got a valid opinion. So get in there, tell me what you think, but as always, justify it, tell us why. And I'm looking forward to reading the comments, trying to get back to some of them, trying to get into the comments section a little bit more nowadays. And hopefully I will be seeing all of those wonderful comments very soon. Remember, you can also like, subscribe, go on our other social medias linked in the description below, and a big thank you to those people who followed our Patreon. Gracias. You are definitely keeping this channel alive, and a beer in my hand. So anyway, for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in and making it to the end of this one. And until I see you again soon, for now, ciao, ciao.